Good morning, guys. It's a pleasure to be here and to do the delivery of the app. And it's not the end, but it's a pleasure again to deliver the MVP of the challenge, of the StartupIN challenge. It's a pleasure to be here again with Pedro Rebordão, my partner from Lisboa, and you guys. So we're here today to ask you some questions and register this moment, and that's why we're here. So.
Okay, well, first let me just say that, this was the first time we did something of a kind. So it's not just Exbo with version 1.0. This is StartupIN version 1.0, and just to say that it was a great challenge to receive 50 videos in just 10 days, and then to deliver an app. So on the way how we did it, and as I believe with the quality we did. So what we are here doing today is to try to show, the roadmap of the process. All the points, how we started since you applied to the contest, to today. So I believe I go to my first question. You can answer as you wish, and this is not, we haven't have any script. We have never had a script. Okay, we're just doing stuff. So, how did you know about the contest? This is important for us, I believe, and for everybody. Okay.
Yeah. I can start, and then you can just elaborate on that. So we were the three guys. Unfortunately, Kilian is not here today, but we are also living together, and we always had like this idea to start. Or to at least try something by our own, and we were thinking about, okay, which idea can we work on? And as we were international students, we thought, okay, what is out there that is really a problem for us? And we were figuring out with all the experiences that we wanted to have in one place, and then we sat together, and then. We came up with the Exbo idea, and then we thought, okay, how can we now spread the word about this idea? And then we heard about this Bet24 competition actually first, and also because we were also both working for Bet before, and then we went to the competition, we signed in.
I think you heard in Startup Weekend, right? From Giuliano.
Yeah, exactly. And then we went to the Bet24 competition to come back to the StartupIN, and we were there pitching our idea the first time, and then Giuliano approached us after the presentation and he was like, hey, there's a competition, do you want to join also? And then we were, okay, we have the pitch and let's see what it is about. And then we found that it actually was much cooler than even the Bet24 competition, and then that was the point when it all started for us.
Okay, nice.
Okay. Now Gillian isn't here, but Cynthia will find a way of Gillian to be present also.
He can use the wrap up. Okay.
That's in it. Okay, so you're telling us that you already have the idea. Okay, we will already working on the pitch. And our proposal was, please send us our video. So, did you already have the video before the contest? That's my question. Sorry.
No, I think what happened there. We gave it a first shot. I mean, we had a broad idea, and then we kind of tried to narrow it down to what is feasible in the pitch and what is feasible for a start, because you always have this big blown up idea in the very beginning, and then you kind of have to narrow down and focus on what you really want to do. So that was, I think, the first step that we took at the first competitions, that we kind of just wanted to try out ourselves, and then Giuliano approached us, and we heard about this competition of StartupIN, and we dig deeper into it and found out, okay, there's a video to be made. So it was a really good challenge for us actually to put our idea into a video, to be really clear about the different parts, about the problem, about the solution, the impact that it's going to have, and also the future that we envision for this project. So actually the video was solely made and yeah, with a sole purpose of competing in StartupIN. But it was a really good step for us also in the definition of our idea, of our startup, so to say.
Okay, so the video was the video difficulty for you, and I'll say why I'm asking this question. While we were on the process of receiving the videos, some people were telling us that, you know, asking for a video isn't the easiest thing for some people. You know,
how do you do it? How did you use it? Did you use your cell phones? We're asking this to encourage the next time, so people don't be afraid and be like, they use their phones, so I can do a video too. So how did you did it? How did you do it?
Yeah, it was actually, I can you say it's pretty easy to do a video nowadays. There's not a big deal, but I think what is important that you really think about what you want to record, like also how the video should look like at the end. Because what we did before we recorded the video was really to outline like the story that we want to tell, the problems that we want to address, and also like some kinds of chapters within the 3 minutes that we have. And having this in mind, then we had like a document and we had like ideas where to shoot what, and then we just used our we have some, not this professional, but we have now the digital cameras, and then Marvin cut it with iMovie, I think, and that, what is it?
Yeah, but maybe to add to that, I mean, I think we put some thought in it in the very beginning about the story, as Benny mentioned, and I think that is the most important part. Then recording it, I mean, it's easier than anything, right? You can just do it on your cell phone, and even if you just shoot like a selfie video, so to say, but tell a good story, I think that's just the core part of it, because that's also what the presentation is about, presenting a good story and telling a good story. And then however you want to create it or design it or tweak it in the end, I think that's totally up to every competitor, and everybody has their own style, but that's a natural thing.
3 minutes, too short, too long? You wanted more? You wanted 5?
No, I think it was a good time, because also it's a good practice for the pitch that you're doing here, which is usually also 3 minutes. So I think it's enough time to concentrate on what you want to tell and what you want to convey, the message that you want to convey. But it kind of limits you not to, you know.
And to be honest, who wants to see like a 10 minutes video? I think in 3 minutes, really the perfect time. Also, like Marvin said, to really make it clear what is the idea and not to talk too much about something that is not really important.
Yeah.
Okay. So we received 50 videos in 10 days. That was our goal. So congratulations for us. Also, we were very happy for that.
Congratulations.
Okay. And then our job was to choose the 15 videos. Okay. And then we talked with you guys, and then there was a first interaction before even the public presentation.
The first step was send video, and then after the first select, right, we get some kind of business modeling, and this was the first interaction with Brazilian guys and Pedro, and how it was, how the business modeling helped you guys to the next step.
Yeah, it was actually.
I think you guys talked with Pedro in Brazil, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it was funny because then he was first not expecting us to speak English. That was the first thing. But it was for us it was very, very useful, because we had like the broad idea, but we didn't really put it in one frame. And this first step with Pedro and talking about our idea with him, and also have his opinion on that, and putting it really into frames that you can really easily understand when looking at it, it was for us really helpful and valuable, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree on it. It was a really interesting experience. I mean, it was the first time that we interacted with Pedro, who turned out to be a major part of the whole project, because he was one of our yeah, key points of contact, and yeah, he really became part of the team, so to say. And during the time of modeling the business canvas, he also came up with a lot of good ideas on how to structure and how to present our ideas that we had. He was really helpful in the process of yeah, how to phrase different things so that people will understand the idea better, because obviously he came kind of from the outside, and our idea grew within our team of three, and then having somebody with the knowledge and the expertise and the experience of Pedro was really valuable to us to take it one step further and to become more clear on the different parts of how to structure a business and how to figure out what makes a business sustainable.
And that's one thing I like to give a statement, that when people want to start the way you are going, you have to show yourself. Okay, you can believe you have something that will be a new business on the future, but if you don't go there and see that if that is true, you'll never know. So you really need to speak with other people, and you cannot be afraid of the other guy will take my idea and take it from there, because you still have got anything. You have not a business. You have an idea, you have a PowerPoint, you have a video, but still not a business. So you don't have anyone paying you already for what you are believing that it might be or not be a business.
We're talking early about that because some people still thinking that hide my idea is the best way to protect my idea. You gotta reach that your idea never come to reality. So we have to show, we have to spread the idea, and that's what we are talking about. And then after the canvas business modeling and the product canvas, you were selected to the final. So how was it? How was the preparation to the final pitch? And tell us about it.
Any secrets when preparing for the final?
Oh,
you win it. So
that's a major secret. Of course, the stage has a lot of memories for us. It was a great journey, kind of coming back to this place today. Very exciting for us. I think about the pitch, it's similar to what we already pointed out with the video. In both situations, it is really about telling a story, I think, and it is about conveying your idea in a sense that people understand what you want to do and understand that you are behind your idea. We think in our preparation it was also important for us to put it in a simplistic way that addresses all the different things that you should make clear to people. Why is it a problem? Why should people use your solution? How does that complicate their day, and how does our solution make that easier for them? And then maybe also coming back to the business canvas, how can our idea be turned into a business that creates value for people, creates value in the business and to all the users and stakeholders as such. So I think that is a lot of thought that you should put into your idea up front, and then absolutely practice. I don't think you have to be a PowerPoint genius or some super experienced person in presenting. It's about having a clear structure. There is no need for the most beautiful slides, but there is a need for clarity and for a good idea. And that, I think, was our biggest preparation, also to be to the point in the presentation in these 3 minutes, and to kind of capture your audience.
And I think it always helps if you talked about the idea before with some other people. And then, as Marvin said, really also the 3 of us, we had to talk a lot about what is the idea really about, what do we want to outline in the pitch, and also that everybody is on the same line. Also what we did, we prepared already questions that could be asked afterwards, so that we are prepared, because we pitched the idea before to some other people, and it were quite always the same questions that they were asking. How is it different from Instagram, from Facebook? And then you have to really think about in your team what is each one of us thinking about this answer, but also that we then, if somebody answers and the other one has another opinion, that's not good in a pitch, I would say. So that you really have the same opinion about things and how you want to answer also the questions that come afterwards.
So talk with people, help you guys when you are here, and the judge asked you the same question that you heard before, so you are prepared to it. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think, sorry, what Benny just pointed out, I think that's the thought of consistency within the team. You know, there's always going to be, even if we talk today about the next steps, I mean, in the very beginning, it's of course everybody has like a lot of ideas and you want to put it together, and you try that during your presentation and doing all that preparation. But even now, as we progress, there's different thoughts about different ideas. How is this button? How should that look like? How is this page? How is this function? And with 3 people, there's always 10 ideas, you know. So in the pitch, I think it's important to be consistent, but also after the pitch and when you're actually working on it, it's important that you as a team have the ability to, pull yourselves together and go down one way rather than, you know, having that conflict within. So a good team is something that will definitely be important, not only in the pitch but also throughout the whole process of
I would say that you also need something that's also very important. You really need to need authentic about what you're saying. You know, you really need to look that you are the guys. Your team is that you are the right guys for what you are pitching. Okay, and that gives value to the presentation. People also feel like that. You were not alone. You know, on the final day, there were other guys pitching here. Okay, there was a judge over there. It wasn't either Nelson, either me. Thank God for that. You know, we were just sitting and watching. Nelson was introducing people. But my question is, do you feel that you are going to win after watching the other pitches? You know, you came here, you pitch, and then you see the other people, you listen to all the questions, you know, and things are going, and then you go out, and the judges stay here. Do you feel you were going to win?
I think, maybe to start on this one, I think it was a really interesting competition for us as well, because the ideas were just so different. I mean, we had somebody pitching about solar energy at the Algarve. We had a really interesting team about 360 images that seemed really, really into the technology, and we thought that people really know what they are talking about. We also had this one team about creating a platform for, I think, a non-profit work that was also a brilliant idea in the sense of social impact. So to be honest, like we had, after seeing those seven pitches, for us it was really hard to tell who was going to be the best one. Of course, you always have an idea which ones were maybe better, or which one where there were more, maybe also more skeptical questions, or more questions that are about understanding the idea, so you can already tell a little bit from that usually. But I wouldn't say that we were like, okay, we made it, you know. We thought we did a great pitch, and we were really satisfied with what we delivered. And I think that's, to be honest, like that is the most important thing, that at the end of the day you say, okay, this was the best that we could do, no matter if you won or not. And it's already been really cool till then, right? We had this amazing experience with the canvas and the video, and so we took a lot away from that. But to me, it wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, I would agree on that, because also we were the only team pitching in English. That was also where we thought at the beginning, okay, this is like a Portuguese competition, like our chances to win are very small actually, but then as Marvin...
Brazilian-Portuguese competition.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. No, but as Marvin said, I think we went up here and we practiced a lot, we prepared a lot, it was very important for us. Also we were going here and we saw the chance to win, and then I think what you also pointed out, we did a good job here. We answered, like, also we were quite good in answering the questions afterwards, and we could really deliver the idea, I think. And afterwards, yeah, we were a bit proud of ourselves also. So, and we were really satisfied with how the things were going this day. And then it was, yeah, very surprising that we won, and very, yeah.
So you guys received a big check.
Yeah.
Drinking some beers.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was after our name got pulled out the envelope. It was a bit unreal, I have to say. I mean, it's always, you know, you in that moment. I think you have a lot of thoughts crossing your mind. You know, you think about the first time that we thought about that, and like in the living room, you know, just like talking about it, and the different stages that you took, and all that happens in like 2-3 seconds, and then you're just super happy that you made it. I mean, I really remember that day really well, and have the best memories of it, really. And I think that brought so much motivation to our team, to the idea, the time that we put into it, but also I think especially with the collaboration between Nelson's team and us. I think that also brought a sense of seriousness to the idea, where certainly at that point all you have basically is your thoughts, your idea, and a PowerPoint deck.
Yeah.
At least for that's true for us. And then at that point you start to create something, and I think that's a lot of joy, a lot of motivation. And then also what you realize, okay, there's a real chance here to create something, and that is a very special moment, I think.
Okay, because winning, you know, and is not the end of anything, it's just the starting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And for us, this competition was really the best thing that could happen, because we are 3 management students, guys that lack, so to say, the technical ability to really create something. So this competition, and then we really realized from the beginning, really helped us to also gain the technical part for it, and to really create something that is visible, touchable, and yeah, I think it could never happen without the competition. So yeah, the winning was the starting point to something that we could not do without the competition, I would say.
Good. So let's talk about the building of the MVP, the interaction that you guys have with the technical team, and how was the experience? How was to look to your canvas and then talk about it again and get a little deeper and start to build the MVP and start to talk about I think that I've been I don't know how to specifically say, but I always thought like, let's keep on the critical functions, forget about other things, let's do what have to be done on this time that we have. We do a kind of sprint. We start with design sprinting, that is get your ideas and make some mock-ups and things like this. You guys already have, so we adjust a little, and then we start to build the technical part. So, can you tell us how was the experience, the frustrations, what was good, what was great, and so.
Okay, I can start. Yeah, at the beginning, like, we had a bunch of ideas, so we already imagined how like the final app would look like, and that after 4 weeks we would have this final app already, but yeah, it was very, very interesting for us, like the start also to really then work with Pedro, the designer. Like for the first 2 weeks we worked with Pedro, just outlining the designs, and he was creating like wireframes, and we were commenting on. First it was very cool to see the first design, and then it was like, okay, this really changed a lot from our mock-ups, but still had the crucial functionalities there. And then really the first 2 weeks were about the designing, and we really, in that process also, when we spoke to the technical guys, to the developers, we really understood, okay, building an app is really not that easy, first of all, and also like within the given time, it's really important to focus on what can we have at the end that is then valuable to show to others. I think that was the first crucial learning for us, that the MVP is really an MVP and not not the final product. But coming with that, yeah, it was like a learning process throughout the whole 4, or at the end it were 6 weeks. And yeah, I think every single conversation, every single meeting with you guys was bringing another step forward to the product at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, also from my side, I think what was during that time really interesting for us, or really helpful in the beginning, was just to have the faces. You know, we worked a lot through video conference with Nelson, with Pedro, with Igor from the development team, and just to have some faces connecting to what's actually happening in the background was really interesting to us, and I think again like a motivation to us. And yeah, throughout the process, I think what we noticed, what Benny said, you know, sometimes, I mean, you always have a plan in the beginning, and then you do maybe one iteration more than you were originally planning, and then it takes maybe 1.5 weeks or 2, what was originally just for 1 week. But then, when you think about it, you realize how invested these guys were from Firsty into creating like a great product. You know, we were really spending a lot of thought all together in the design, in the mock-ups, but also a little bit in the vision. You know, that didn't fall short. I mean, obviously the MVP and the development and design were the core things during that phase, but also towards the end, but throughout the whole process, we were thinking, okay, how can we do this? How can we further develop this? We got some WhatsApp messages, how we can maybe shape the vision, and yeah, a lot of good ideas, but we never felt like somebody's dictating what we want to do, but we felt like we always have a lot of influence, and we can always be really open about what changes we like, what changes we would rather see differently. So that was, to me, or I think to the whole team, really important to have this open environment where you feel like, okay, now that first he's doing this for us, let's let them do it. But having a real working relationship with the team, and that was really valuable to us.
Okay, that's one of the things that the development team was in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know, you shatter with video conference,
mm-hmm.
and we had a WhatsApp group,
mm-hmm.
you know, to coordinate all the job. Were you afraid at the beginning that this will make doing the Exbo, and you can say Exbo MVP, okay, as many times as you wish, that will bring you an extra difficulty to what you wanted to do, you know, because you are in Portugal and you are not Portuguese, like you said, you know. The first it was in Brazil, you know, it was everything in Lisbon, you know. How was that? The distance was a problem. Being not present was a problem.
No, I think for us it wasn't a problem. First of all, we had Nelson here, who we met during the process, and who we could show our progress with Exbo, and who was always a good advisor to us here in Lisbon. And then also just the the openness again of the contact made it really simple for us. Also because I think through video conference there was always some sense of proximity, so we didn't feel okay they are on another continent, but always we had the feeling okay there is a quick reply, and I mean if it takes a night with the time difference, okay. But there's always been a really good sense of communication, and I think using video and WhatsApp, that was really natural to us. That's how we communicate amongst each other, and so there was never a sense of, okay, them being in a different place, but always the sense of we are all together in this digital space, so to say, and we're creating a digital product. So.
And appear.in, I didn't know it before, it's very cool. Like just appear.in /Exbo, and then you are there. Everybody really feels like, it's a normal
digital
conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So, and how about, so you guys received the Exbo MVP in Android, so what's the next steps? What are you guys doing? What are you guys working on? We give you the source code, we give you some package. I think you give us the mockups and other things. And the communication is still open because communication is our, I think in every project the communication is the first thing that we have to do, because without communication nothing goes on. So first step on this process of building an MVP is open mind, and you guys had an open mind. That's helped a lot to us that we're gonna build. And then so communication is the first thing. The second thing is design. So that's why Pedro, that are our guy to UX and UI, he talk with you guys. And then the third thing is technology. So because everything is possible on technology, we don't know if it will be very hard or very easy, but I think we have three layers. So communications, design, and then technology. So things go on, and everything with open mind. So there's no wrong or right. We only have to choose the best way to do it. So now that you receive the first MVP, what are the next steps? What are you guys planning? What you guys want to do? So
we are now at the step that we are actually further than just having the PowerPoint, just the idea. I think also to speak to the future participants of this competition, it's very, very cool for us to really have something. It's an MVP, yes, but we have really something to elaborate on. That's, I think, the cool thing about where we are now and how we can proceed. The next steps for us are at the moment to really test the MVP, like the functionalities of the MVP with our customers, so to say, like with the international students. And then we are now collecting like the feedback. And also we, last week we talked to a guy from Technico. He probably will join our team to in the next month to work on more like some of the crucial functionalities of the app are still missing, and we want to see in the next months how far we can go with the MVP, building up or adding the new some more crucial functionalities. And then I mean for us it's open end, so to say, because yes, we have an MVP, but it's still not. We don't get any revenue still, or we have to validate if the idea is really that powerful that we think of. And that is, I think, where the user comes into play, and this is like where we are now.
I had a difficult, hard question for you guys, but you already answered to it. First, the MVP. I believe people, when we are talking about an MVP, MVP is for getting the first customers or clients. It's not a massive thing to go to the market, to the open. You just want to know more, and you have to have the first clients. Then the hard question. So okay, that's fine. Just taking on your words. So because that's something that's really important. People say that sometimes people say we're the MVP, I'll be on the market. It's not quite so. Okay, you just need to MVPs for fun. Those guys will love you. You're early adopters. Okay. So my question was, yeah, you are 3 guys from management, and you are with on the Exbo. So your team wasn't balanced for going forward for apps. Now you are telling me that you are trying to bring someone with IT skills. Is that so? I'm happy for listening to it. Okay, because that will be something that I will tell you that you should consider on doing. Okay, so is that a need? You felt that need? That's why you were looking for that guy?
Yeah, I think. I mean, overall, whether you have like as us now a degree in management, or whether you have like a fully different profession, or learned anything different than tech, it was such a rewarding experience to develop a digital product from scratch, and just to understand the technical part behind it, or at least to get a glimpse of all the decisions that you have to make, and all the considerations that are that you need to make, and all the decisions that you have to make. That is something really valuable to us, I think. Also understanding how much thought there is behind every little screen. So yeah, there's really a lot of understanding that we didn't have before this competition, and that is also why eventually we are looking to partner, and hope to have achieved that through bringing in somebody with a technical background. As we also notice, for us now we have the MVP, we have something in the App Store or in the Play Store, which is an amazing feeling, uploading that there and having that there, and putting Exbo in your cell phone and you have it there is something amazing. It's just plain crazy, If you think about it, a few weeks ago, nobody was even heard of Exbo, and nobody knew about it. And now people like you and me and everybody else and everybody who watches this video can go to the Play Store and download it. That is something really crazy, and really something beautiful, and something that we achieved and that we are really proud of. But we also do realize that this is about an MVP, and understanding an MVP is understanding that it's something different than a finished product. And I think this is also a lesson learned for us, because in the beginning, of course, you have all these, you have a certain imagination and think, okay, everything's going to go like this and this and this. But you realize, okay, there's a lot of work behind it, there's a lot of consideration behind it. And now having this MVP is, again, as winning the competition itself, having the MVP is another motivation to take it one step further and try to get some technical support. Also, from new people, from new partnerships that arose. Also, I think we're going to stay in very close contact to firstly and to the guys, just to get their feedback on our developments. Maybe even in the future there's a chance to work together again at some point. But now we have the MVP, we're going to test it, we're going to see how users react to it, what they want, and then try to make little changes to bring the whole idea closer to them, and then hopefully take little steps. That's how you do it, and hopefully take little steps achieving another critical function, take little steps achieving another critical function.
I think it's not different. If you compare with Microsoft, always you turn your Windows on, it's updating some kind of new features, and so help you guys. And when you turn on your iPhone or Android phone, there are always 300 new features on your app. So it's normal. When your app is not that, you have new features, so you have new plans and other things. So I think it's quite normal. But when we are at the start, we say, oh, I'll have a final. But I think there's no final product when you have software it's a kind of thing that have life. So when you are living, you change every time for the needs, for user groups. So I think this is good. And we're talking here about the challenge, but people who are watching us, they don't know what Exbo is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you tell what Exbo is for the guys that are watching us?
Yeah.
In 30 seconds.
30-second pitch.
Yeah, Exbo is short for Experience Book, and it should be an app for international students specifically at the beginning, because it's always good to have like a narrow target group to specifically address their needs. So it's an app for international students that on the one hand should really capture your international study time abroad within like some kind of overview and categories that you have, for example, like trips or your flat, the parties that you did. So it should be like a summary, some kind of a diary of your study time abroad, because at the moment it's very hard to really keep track of all the pictures that you took, that you like the many experiences that you have at one place. And then it should do two major things. One is to really that you have also the opportunity to explore new experiences around you. So you are a student here in Lisbon, you want to go surfing, for example, and then you can, within these categories that we have in Exbo, then you should have the opportunity to see opportunities or experiences out here in Lisbon and maybe specific promotions or something. And the other main functionality that we imagine the app should have at the end is to create really like a slideshow out of the experiences that you did. And also there the categories come into play again. So you want to share, like, for example, your mother asks you what did you do the last 3 months, then you can select like, okay, I want to select because my mother don't want to see the party pictures, so I will send her like the food category, the my home, my flatmates, the friends that I had here, and then you can say, okay, 3 minutes or 30 seconds just to send in WhatsApp, and then it will create a beautiful slideshow, and you can then share it via Facebook, WhatsApp. So like a closed experience, a cycle that you then can explore, store, and then also share your experience that you made in this time abroad, because you do a lot of experiences abroad. That's
okay. Yeah. Now you're a startup. You are saying that you had the PowerPoint, an idea, then a PowerPoint, now an MVP. As a startup, as having a startup, I was thinking, what's going to be your why? Are you wanting to be a bootstrap startup, or looking for some money and some investment? Mm-hmm. Which one do you believe suits you the best?
Well, I think from the point, as you said, from having idea to PowerPoint to MVP, of course you kind of come across this question, and I think in the very beginning there's a lot of opportunities that show up. I remember we had this competition here, and then one member of the jury asked us and said, hey, there's an event tomorrow, you want to pitch your idea? So we went there again, made a pitch. And somebody came to us and said, hey, this idea is really interesting, you want to talk about it, and so on and so forth. And that happened like at different events. You go to summits, you present your idea, you listen to people, and you get a lot of ideas of how you want to proceed with your startup. And I think for us right now, what we feel that we have benefited from most is being open about our idea and getting other people's feedback and kind of trying to incorporate that ourselves. So I think that is, for now, how we want to proceed with this, kind of still figure out and be open about it and try to push it together with different people. And I think we are not, as a startup, at the point where we want to raise significant money just to blow it up, but we want to grow naturally and try okay, maybe there's a chance to get a sponsorship or to get a partnership or a collaboration to include a new feature, to introduce a new distribution channel, so on and so forth. So I think we are more bootstrapped in the sense that we want to create valuable partnerships from the start, rather than blowing it up artificially. And
I think you are learning how to deal with this new kind of relationship, like VC or seed money, I don't know.
Yeah, and also like we attended like the Lisbon Investment Summit, but for that also we learned that we are way too early stage for any investment out there. Maybe, I don't know, angel investment or something. But what we also decided, like Marvin said, we first need to have an idea if it's valuable for the user first, because we had this idea, we made a survey and people liked our idea, but now they need to see the app or what it can be at the end, and so we first want to really try to complete the app somehow, and then validate the market potential.
No, this is I just had to put this question, because people from startups, everything about the startup is a learning process, right? Always a learning process, and it's about to finding a new business model, if you want to say it. Okay, so at some time, I don't know when, you'll need money, that's for sure. So the question is, can I have it from my clients, or do I have to keep on going, Because at this time you may either, I believe that the question that I'm pointing to, that I wanted to ask you, and is for how many time are you going to be able to keep on working as you are doing right now, What's your runway as a student, as management students, you have to make another decision. So do I go to work for someone? Do I have, the Exbo will be really my way of life, my startup will be my okay, this is the where I'm trying to go. If you have, come on, I'm not, I don't believe you know the 100% answer. I don't believe on that, but how do you see it, for?
I think that's a very, really good question, so to say. I mean, again, like when you, in the process of creating a startup, you come a lot of choices, and you go right or left, or back or forth. And and so that is, I think, for us, one question that we came across like a lot of times, especially now that we are heading towards the end of our studies. You have to start thinking about that, of course. And I think for us, that's been certainly a major question, rather to say, okay, we are gonna invest like absolutely full time in this and go, so to say, full risk, or shall we try to see how this is proceeding with the MVP and try to get the first feedback, get the stone rolling, and then maybe or then react on what is happening, because I think, again, what we also learned, there is a lot of velocity. Like you can make decisions really quick, and you can ways change really quick, as for our idea, suddenly we attended a competition, we won it, we have an MVP, and that happened in a really short time span. And just like that, saying the app is now on Google Play, and then in 3 weeks we're gonna have so and so many users, that we're like, okay, this is a real demand, and this is a real chance. And then again, that would be a new direction that we'd have to take, and something that we'd have to react on. So I think there is at the moment no 100% right or wrong way to put this. Of course, we are working on both alternatives, so to say. but this is a project by heart. But it is definitely, and I think either way we're gonna stick to this, and we're gonna follow this. And I think in the one path it's gonna go much quicker. On the other path we're gonna stick to it and see how we can build it with our own resource more and more. And I think that is gonna be then more about partnerships and making this open. And yeah, there's a lot of possibilities about that, but there is no definite way yet, so to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nelson, do you have any more questions?
No, I don't. I only, as we are talking earlier, the first StartupIN was provided by Firsti with Lisboa and Go Youth Conf. We made it in Portugal. The next one will be in Brazil. We are calling StartupIN Favela. So I want you guys to give some words to the guys that will start this process in Brazil. So I don't know, give some words from the winners to encourage them to
the winning advice.
It was yeah,
In Brazilian.
yeah. No, not in Brazilian. We will subtitle.
Yeah, guys, I really would encourage you to really participate in this competition with your idea, with whatever you are thinking about, because I think, as we also pointed out earlier, it really gives you the chance to go a step further than just the idea that you have, and also, yeah, to work with some professionals at the end. And during the last 2 months, we learned so much. It's really, I think I learned more than in my whole study time. Maybe it's like really. Also, you really see what you can move with meeting people, talking with people, that it really is possible to create something. That was for me the biggest learning. And yeah, I think everybody of you should work hard, really also prepare a lot, and really, yeah, go there and with a vision to win the idea and then to start.
Yeah, I would yeah, fully agree with that. I think, yeah, if you want to participate in this, try, just give it a shot. If you have an idea that you are thinking positively of, and you think, okay, this is something that I want to do, and I want to follow, then give it a shot, apply for it, make a video on your cell phone, on your camera, apply for the competition, and yeah, give it all you got. And by giving it all you got, I mean be passionate about it, be an advocate of your idea, and be strong about it, but also prepare. I mean, be really concise in your idea, present good thoughts, and yeah, think about questions. I mean, that is a major part. What questions are people going to ask you? Which question is your grandma going to address? Which is your investor going to address? And which are your users going to address? First and foremost, of course. But yeah, there are a lot of questions, but jump into this and give it a shot. It's a super valuable experience, no matter how far you get.
Okay. You just missed the dog. No, but you know, for me, you know, with what I would like to say, it's, you know, this contest was only possible because first STI and Lisboa, we worked the way we did it, okay? So this was a plus, you know, they have some know-how and capabilities, and we at Lisboa and others, and we just joined them together, okay? So it became to be easy to do it because we were always adding everything, you know? And we were completely aligned, as you said, as a team, on all the major or critical functionalities on your side, on the major, what we want to deliver, how we want to commit and to relationship with people and to talk with you guys. So that was a really a nice experience, and it's keep on being it. You know, it started and it's keeping on going. Nelson used to say better than perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you know. Dr. Francisco Sá, with Lisboa's administrator, used to say, or likes to say, if it was easy to be made, it wasn't Polish.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's as for me, and before giving you the word, Nelson, I believe that's what I would like to highlight. Is, you know, you just have to. We live on a world. You know, it's you know the development guy was in Brazil. You are not from Portugal. The contest was in Portugal. Okay, so we really have to connect with people if we want to deliver something with added value. Okay, not just with added value. So I believe that one this contest gives me one more the certain of that. You know, you really have to connect and act with everybody, and you know, and be always aware that the other part has always something to teach us. So, and we have to go like an open minding and an open heart to be able to you know to receive. Because if you want to give something for someone, you only can give if you can receive. Someone who cannot receive won't be able to give. So, for us it was a pleasure. You know, 50 videos in 10 days. People still think we are crazy on doing it. Yeah, but it was possible. And it was funny, you know, it was a little bit stressed out at some points. Our teams were a little like, how are we going to get there, you know? It was a risk, but we had a goal. We want to go to one entrepreneurship week. We want to have our final on that week. So, you know, you just look back and you count the days. So if you want to have here the final, you have to do all the rest of the job before, you know, you cannot do it. Do it after and then go to the prize and get to, but it's impossible. So, and just that's what I wanted to point. Nelson.
Okay, so again, I just would like to thank Cynthia. Cynthia is behind the camera, but nothing could happen with her. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Pedro, for our partnership, the beginning of our partnership. So it was a challenge. We kind of crazy, but focus on results. So
yeah, we adjust when needed.
Yeah.
We're always adjusting, like we were adjusting that, not reacting, adjusting.
Yeah. So it was good. It was great to work with you and with the sports. It was good to work with the guy from Go Youth Conf. We hope that we have new projects like StartupIN Challenge or other things that we're talking about all the time. And it was great to talk with you guys. It was a great experience for our guys in Brazil because that was the first time that they worked with guys from other countries. So that was a great exchange too with experience and the time that we are 4 hours behind in the summer. So that was a great experience. We hope really that you use better as you can. I think technology has some kind of validate time, you know, like 6 months or 1 year, so you have to use it. Share, give, listen, and do whatever you could do with your software, with your MVP. You guys, the channel of communication is open. We already have the WhatsApp, so we can talk a lot. I wish you the best and hope you use like you want to use. So keep spreading the word. If this app, I think will not be your last one, because software is like I did this one, so I want to do that one, and then I have a new idea. It's addictive. So that's it. I would like to thank you, Igor and Aline too in Brazil, and Pedro that's not here, and also remember our friend.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you so much.